I'm gonna check on display capture. So this is the thing that got me worried about the Mulan Disneycember video. So let's go over it real quick.
Congrats, Disney. You did it again. Dishonor! Dishonor on you! Dishonor on your cash cow! Dishonor on all these Disney remakes!
So the reason why he said that is because Eddie Murphy does that in the original Mulan version. And Doug is, he said it was okay until he saw Mulan 2, and then he thought he was really good. And then he saw this Mulan remake, and he's like, oh, now it looks even better. And I'm like, yeah, that's how movies sort of go. There's a reason why people like these okay movies that do that. But yeah, he's doing the thing. Aw, I appreciate that, Ed. I appreciate it. Yeah, he's doing the Eddie Murphy thing. Is what I wanted to say.
Mulan deserves better, man! God! Okay.
From a movie you thought it was okay? Okay, then.
Let me make this very, very clear. If you like this movie, because there's a lot of people, I know Mulan has a following.
I don't know how you could, since it's a slap in the face to the original Mulan. Okay.
If you like this movie, please share why. I would honestly, that's what I like.
Yeah, that's true. If you like that, I'd be like, why? I'm
like to do. You're gonna hear a rant here. You can probably catch on. I didn't like this movie, but
I doubt anybody really did like it. Even if you thought the movie was okay, the stuff surrounding it was so bad. Like, okay, with that chicken sauce back. What are you talking about? I don't know.
My opinion doesn't have to be your opinion. If anything,
dude. Okay. Here's what I also don't like about when people put themselves out there. It's okay to say something has an objective thing to it when it but here's I don't think he's using it as a defense though. But a lot of people, when they give their opinions online, will say, "It's my opinion, so you can't criticize me over it." Even though they'll make claims, like you can't do both. But I don't think he's doing that.
I just reviewed the original Mulan from Disney this week, and
yeah.
I said I didn't like the villain.
It's
and a lot
good.
of people were commenting, well, here's what I like about the villain. Here's why it worked. I thought that was very interesting. They brought up some good points. So
that's something I do like. Okay. I don't know what Swan's chicken sauce is. I don't know what that is. That's fine. I can't spell either. Even though I was once a writer, I still can't spell. That's why I needed spell check and grammar checking. Like, that's why you have editors. But yeah, I do like that about Doug. He does get, like, when he gets feedback, he usually listens. It's not like Angry Joe where he just goes, you guys have no idea what you're talking about, and then it takes him like a month to go, you know what, maybe I was wrong. Like, oh dude, sometimes you have to take the criticism on the nose and say, yeah, I screwed up here. But at least Doug is more willing to hear people out, as far as I know.
Please don't take this personal. If you really like this movie, don't let me take that away.
If people take a movie review personally, you guys have got to you've got to no, like, how can you take a movie review personally? It's kind of funny because this is the same person who said that nothing can really ruin your childhood because you still have the original. Now he's being really personal, like, oh, so it only matters when it's your opinion. Got it. It's like, I don't know Rick and Morty, actually. I don't, because I've never seen it, even though I know I probably should. But it takes me a while to get into a new show. And I'm usually busy editing or writing or playing a game and getting better at it or speed running, but I mean, so shows are really hard for me to get into. I usually rewatch old shows. I'm like, no, I have not.
from you. Delivering my honest point of view. I don't want to lie about it. And if you have a different...
So, opinion versus... He didn't completely say that he has no... He's not saying this is only my opinion.
Different opinion, if you saw something different, please share.
Hold on, what did you say?
Something different, please share.
What?
Different opinion. This movie, don't let me take that away from you.
Whatever.
Delivering my honest point of view. I don't want to lie about it. And if you have a different opinion, if you...
Again, like, you can't say both. You can't say both. It's either your honest opinion, your honest thoughts about something. When you're saying it's your honest thoughts, which, I don't know, like, is he saying subjectivity or is he saying objectivity? I don't know, because opinion is more subjectivity. You know, it's your opinion, so therefore there is a way to have concrete objectivity to a subjective view, but it's still, when it comes down to it, a subjective thing to say.
You saw something different, please share it. That's very much what I like to hear. That's what I like to read.
I think he really does do that.
Points of view. This one is just mine. So please.
Yeah. So again, don't try to defend yourself. Just do the thing, and then said, like, tell me what you think, and then we can have a discussion. It's almost like the people who don't want to push any buttons. Which is kind of dumb thing to do, because here's the thing: if you're gonna tell your opinion on the internet, no matter what it is, someone's gonna have a problem with it. So just say, this is what I like about it, this is what I don't like about it. Let's have a discussion about it.
Love to hear why. Well, that said, I hated this movie. God damn.
You and millions of others.
Okay, so. God, I'm so filled with anger. So I
Who isn't? Oh, I appreciate that, Ed. And a late Merry Christmas and a pre-New Year thing.
should at least say what I thought of the original Mulan. I just did a Nostalgia Critic review of it, but just to...
What you thought of it? That's interesting for a film critic to actually say. Because when you give film criticism, you're actually giving, you're trying to give a point of view, and when you give your point of view, you gotta have don't be sorry. You have to give your objective and subjective opinion. And if you do have a subjective opinion, you have to know where you're coming from when you say something like that. So, again, I'm like, is he trying to preemptively be defensive? I don't know. Like,
To do a quick, fast version of it, I thought the original was okay. I said, it had more of a comedic lean than a dramatic lean. It did have dramatic moments.
Welcome in, Seek.
That's good, but I wanted more of that. I kind of wanted more Chinese culture as well. You know, kind of less Eddie Murphy and all that stuff. But it's totally fine. I thought it was.
Eddie Murphy is great. Eddie Murphy is great. How dare you? Eddie Murphy is great. Just because it's not with Chinese culture does not mean it is. Like, the Eddie Murphy part is not really part of Chinese culture, sure. He's very loud while... Like, you're not allowed to mix up cultures, I guess. Which is kind of weird because it's an American film portraying Chinese culture. And it has personality. Oh, hey, Kev. Oh, hey, Kevin. Oh, wow. I thought you were Sikh again. It's hard to tell because some of these are the same colors and they sort of blend. But welcome in. I'm going to continue.
Was good. I see why it got a following. It's very quotable and stuff. So I was legit excited for this movie because it really looked like...
Oh my gosh. Why were you excited for it? I gotta know.
They were going to focus more on Chinese culture, which they do. It was going to be more serious, which it is.
Yeah, but here's the thing. When has Disney ever been 100% serious? Last time they did that? I don't know. Hey guys, when was there a 100% serious Disney movie? Like, I'm thinking of like the Black Cauldron, the Black Cauldron. That's the only movie I can strike up out of my memory where they tried to be serious, and that movie bombed. So I wonder what they're trying to do now. What else? Tron, I guess. I've never seen Tron, but I hear that's totally serious. So maybe, I don't know.
But everything that made the original charming, that made you interested, that made you want to follow this character, that
You mean characters? You mean actual characters and not a Mary Sue?
made you want to know what was going to happen next, again, I mean again, in these goddamn remakes, is just completely written out. It's like, no, you don't need to make her interest, she's just strong. Boom.
Oh, okay. So we're getting to the Mary Sue part where it's like she's just incredibly good. Because I saw this... I did see the remake of Mulan, sort of. I saw it on a podcast YouTube video where they were just going through the movie. And my gosh. As a little kid, she like does perfect gymnastics and chases a chicken around the yard. And she does it in perfect unison. Like,
Right off the bat, the first image you see of her is her as a little kid with a bow flipping around.
She does do all those things, yes.
Going, no, not liking that, no, and it...
Yeah, she does do that. She does. She does do all these things with the flips, and she does, like, the perfect, like, bow staff impression. Like it was Donatello. Like, what? What's it? Okay, yes, okay, so Tron. Okay, so there was a serious movie. Okay, good. Thank you.
That is just already a huge mistake. And I'll
Really?
tell you why. I mean, anyone that watches me knows I like a strong character, man, woman, doesn't matter if it...
Okay, it doesn't matter when was. I actually agree 100% with that. I don't care who they are. Like, they should be not necessarily strong character in physical sense, but in emotional sense or in a intelligent sense. You know, they should have flaws and desires and their own motivations for what they do. You know, yeah, strong characters.
Matches the story, if it matches the journey, if it matches the struggle.
Sure.
Wonder Woman starts off strong, great. Kim Possible starts off strong, great. Rey, I even like Rey from Star Wars.
Uh-oh. You done screwed up, son. So, this is where I was like, how is Rey different from Mulan? I'm like, wait a minute. So that's what I thought at the time. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait a minute. How do you like Rey from who is just like, almost just like the Mulan character? Wait, hold on.
All those characters, where they start off.
Okay. See, no, it's not the same. Because Wonder Woman... Okay, let's go through it one by one. Wonder Woman was trained by Amazons her whole life. So she started out strong. There is a reason. Let's see. What else did he say? Let's see. Let's go back a little bit.
And I'll tell you why. I mean, anyone that watches me knows...
Okay, let's go through these.
A strong character, man, woman, doesn't matter if it matches the story, if it matches the journey, if it matches the struggle. Wonder Woman starts off strong, great. Kim Possible
is okay. I don't know much about Kim Possible, but I assume she was trained as well beforehand, to be a secret agent. They probably have a through line somewhere. And if you don't, it's probably assumed that she had some sort of training beforehand. She doesn't start out strong. She starts out strong because you don't need to go through that training stuff. Because it is assumed that she did do all this stuff beforehand. So it fits the story. Right? If I'm wrong about that, someone catch me on it, please.
Starts off strong. Great. Ray,
Okay, the reason why Ray doesn't work. If you don't know, when you first find Ray, she has not been trained. She's on a remote planet of Jakku. And she's a scrapper. How is a scrapper a strong to be a strong fighter? I don't see the connections. It takes her 2 films to actually be trained because people complained about it, and Rian Johnson decided her training arc didn't need to happen. That's not the same thing. So we're gonna stop there and go to the next video of the Disneycember, which is right here. We're gonna go through that one.
Open it up. You saved the
Oh, shut up. Oh, shut up, commercial. No one needs you. Oh, man. Welcome to the internet, guys. Yo. Okay, here we go. Disneycember. Here we go.
Well, some time has passed since my less than positive review of the remake of Mulan.
Justifiably so. The movie sucks like butt.
And that begs the question, have I softened at all on the movie? Has
Why
it gotten
would you?
better the more I let time pass? And the answer is, not really. When I did my first vlog review, I was so afraid people were gonna come after me because I knew that Mulan had this big fan base.
What? What are you doing? Check out PSN. Oh, we got gifts going on. Which, yeah, here's the thing. If you're afraid about people coming after you, maybe you shouldn't give out your opinion that much. Welcome to the internet, where people attack you for no reason anyways. So here's the thing. Nobody really likes this movie. And when I say nobody, I mean the majority. It bombed for a reason. It bombed. And we're going to check that out, actually, probably. But yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of people being against you. Here's the thing, though. If it bombs and if you're known for giving out a bad take, then you should expect it, yes. But this is not a bad take. Okay? It's not a bad take.
I thought people were gonna be so pissed off that I didn't enjoy this, and much to my shock, most people agreed with me. Despite a lot of critics.
Well, no duh. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Like, when you get a new job or you have a physical taxing job you can't get back, yeah. That makes a lot of sense, Kevin.
Enjoying it, most Disney fans did not get into this. And I think part of the reason is, on paper, this is not a bad idea. This version of Mulan.
No, on paper it's a bad idea. Because you're getting rid of Disney's charm for a live-action movie, and you're going to get rid of the charm, which is the comedy part. Just because something is loud and bombastic does not mean it doesn't have any seriousness to it, a weight. You know? Like, you're talking about that dragon part. I know you. You're probably talking about that dragon part. And yeah, he is, and Eddie Murphy is loud. But I'm not sure he's talking about that, but yeah, that's what I suspect. No one has energy nowadays, Kevin, that's true. I don't either. I didn't want to do this, but I am. Get good at video games. I'm just kidding. It is true, though. People I'm losing my energy day by day. Dealing with other issues, exactly.
Mulan is pretty similar to the animated one in terms of the same beats.
Yes and no. It does the same things, but it does it worse. Like, for example, they don't have the song sequences that explore her personality. She gets lost in the desert, and it takes a phoenix to take her to the camp, when in the cartoon, she goes straight to the camp. Because there's no point of her getting lost. And here's the thing, though. When she gets lost, it's not even a problem. Like, everything she does is perfect, but which again is pretty weird since she doesn't do everything perfectly, which people say it might be a flaw, but no, it's just inconsistent.
A giant army is attacking China. One male from every...
Did you see that? They don't climb up the walls, they run up the walls. What?
Every household must be drafted to fight them. An aging father of 2 daughters now.
Well, here's the thing, though. They're so bad at dialogue in this version. Like, in the original cartoon one, it's just that every man in the household needs to come fight for the Imperial Army. Okay. So they do that. And they all take their little scrolls or whatever. Everything's fine. But in the new one, they're like, it's like, I am this guy from this household. I was in the last war. And it's like, it's really, really clunky exposition. Like, oh, and that's how the whole movie sort of feels. It's clunky exposition or explaining something. Nobody cares. There's no personality. There's no charm. And it looks bad, too. That budget went nowhere. Scenes in the... You mean in the... Yeah, in the camp, too. They didn't have any personality then either, so
Now,
don't worry about it.
Ask what the point of that is. I don't know either. Is told he has to go, but his oldest daughter...
We're going to go over it. Yeah, it does have the same story beats, but the way they do it is wrong.
Mulan pretends to be a boy and joins instead. Through much training, she'll become a powerful...
In the live-action version, how do they know it's not a woman? It's really obvious, because she is... Yeah, it's way obvious.
In comparison to the powerful warrior she already was. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. And she'll figure out...
Yeah, she does that. That's the chicken part I was talking about. She's like, woo! I'm like, okay. So I haven't seen Rey yet, but still, we'll get there. I wonder what he's going to say about it.
How to defeat this army while keeping her secret. Kinda. We'll get to that too. From the minute this film was... she's like, she goes out into the middle of combat because, like, her fighting spirit or her chi, which is the magic. They have magic in this world, by the way, but they don't want a dragon. Because, having chi is not... having chi is like the Force, which is comparable to Rey. Like... They decide to just, have her be this invincible warrior that never really fails. And if she does fail, it's for her to win even more. Like, she never really fails. Oh my gosh. It was announced. It had promise. They weren't going to do songs. It wasn't going to have comic relief.
It should have both those things. You could have made a musical and have it live action musical. That's one of the big problems with Aladdin. They didn't have musicals. Why couldn't you treat it like a Bollywood? Do it. Do it, cowards. But nope, Disney are cowards. They play it safe too much nowadays because they have your money.
Was going to be taken a lot more seriously. And honestly, that's kind of what I was looking for with the original Mulan. I like the original Mulan fine, but I kind of wanted this big, epic story on the level of, say, Lion King or Hunchback.
You could have had that if you had the people who have the balls to do it. Not Disney. Disney don't have no balls no more. They don't have them. Why don't I give it to, I don't know, people who didn't want to be in a social justice crowd? Give it to somebody who would actually do something with it? Like, treat it like Lord of the Rings or something. Like, have it, like, be a real, be like a real battle. And if you're going to put this concentration on chi, make it very, very low. Make it so realistic that it just helps her out. It doesn't make her invulnerable in magic. Like...
But it played more like a comedy, which is fine. That's why we have films like this, to give a different point of view. The cinematography
It's not a
was
different point of view,
fantastic,
though.
the
You said that
casting
earlier.
was great with...
You said that earlier. Well, it wasn't a different point of view. It had the same beats. Which is it? Make the character... Yes. More character is a lot better than... Even though it's full of comedic moments. Yeah, like, what about the town burning? What about the head that comes out of the... that comes out of the, like, the dark comedy stuff? What about the way this big bad guy is imposing, and it's called the contrast principle, you know, when it comes to Disney's villains of the past, and it works really well because it's simple. If you keep certain characters simple and put the focus onto the main character instead of exposition, superpowers, and not being able to have your female characters do anything other than be awesome, then they'd have no flaws. There's nothing to relate to in that kind of character.
Jason Scott Lee and so many others.
Sorry.
Jet Li, Jason Scott Lee.
Jet Li.
And so many others. The director had...
He didn't move. Jet Li never moved. And he was CGI faced in. And he, the audio, so bad, they had to dub most of his lines if you watch him closely. Like, it's really bad.
Pretty much done this story flawlessly before, so everything was set. But it's almost like
No.
Mickey's gloved hand put his paw on this film and said, Disney remake! And it fell victim to this checklist that now these...
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, when you have something like this, when you have Disney involved, Disney doesn't care about making a good film anymore. They care about social issues. That's your problem. Like, and when you put it in Disney's hands, especially to a remake, because no, the original was too subtle, maybe, or we need to explore today's social issues in an old film about history. You know, like, huh?
Awful films have to meet. The main character, if female, can have no flaws. This can be fine in other stories if it matches their journey, but that's not what Mulan's...
No, you are wrong about that, Duck. You are wrong. An already strong female character does not have to be flawless. Let's talk about Aliens, for example. Ripley was already strong from Alien. What about Sarah Connor? Like, she's strong from the upset, but you understand why she got that way. She had to be stronger after meeting this machine. Just like how Ripley had to be stronger from meeting the xenomorph. They both had to become stronger or die. You know, like... And so when they start out physically and emotionally stronger, they still had flaws to overcome in those films. If it matches the story, but that's the thing, though. If you took away the story, they would still be great characters. So I disagree.
journey was about. She, right off the bat, has great chi, and even though they say chi a lot in this, I don't think they ever fully explain what it is, or
It's a MacGuffin, lets you do whatever you want.
if they do, they don't do that great a job. So rather than training with all the other soldiers to become this great warrior, she's already a great warrior.
Well, here's the thing about her in the original. She wasn't She wasn't stronger than the rest of them. She was, yeah, exactly, Kevin. They have flaws, therefore making them 3-dimensional. The thing about her in the original, she actually tricked the challenge. She didn't get she did get stronger physically, but she'll never. But here's the thing, though, she wasn't stronger than the guys she was with. She learned by overcoming it smartly, with her mind. When she went up the pole, she used leverage. She didn't get there by, doing it. And then, because of the training, she got more physical strength, she could actually do it to actually get the arrow and throw it down. And then she won the respect of people and of the others there by being an example of not just being strong, but being clever. There's something there. There's implication.
You can just become even better. In fact, the moral of the story is, don't hide that you're a girl. She was wrong for doing so. In fact, after the big avalanche scene, she isn't...
Well, yeah, that's dumb too. Because in the very beginning, if a girl was found in the camp, they would kill her. In fact, the father even said so. Like, we shouldn't tell them because they'll kill her. I want to fight for that country. What? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you fight for those then? The reason why she wants to be executed in the original one version because she lied about being not exactly lied about being a girl, but that is a part of it. But because she did it for so long, she lied to her captain. She lied to her teammates after they trusted her. And women weren't allowed to be in the army. But here's the thing: they didn't reinforce that sort of thing in the original. In this one, they're like, we kill our women, and I'm like, why would you fight for a country that kills your women? Like, like, okay, especially when they have the chi. Oh.
Discover that she's female, she just comes out and says it. Don't hide who you are, girl, you're strong. Okay, if she just went up to this army and said, I'm a girl, I want to join, they say no. Well, she'd have to be persistent and insist even more. Well, okay, then they just
cut her head off.
Bullet.
No one cares. Be quiet, female Ghostbuster. Go away. Yeah, Jimmy Dean, yeah, I'm Jimmy Dean. Known for sausages. If I protect her father was a cartoon. Yeah, well, she did in this one too.
But that doesn't match our girl. She had to hide in order for victory. Oh, she'd have to be persistent and insist even more. Well,
here's the thing. If she would have did that, she would have been killed. It's like, yeah, you need to go home. You're a girl. You are shunned in this society. It forces a message on your throat. Do you like the original cartoon? Yeah, and this one too. Like I said, it's the same story beats, but worse.
Okay, then they just kill her. She had to hide in order for victory to
exactly.
happen. But that doesn't match our girl power quota. Well, too bad. Do you think a bunch of female...
Girl power quota. I think he's coming around to my way of thinking.
Spy shouted I can't lie anymore and got shot in the middle of war? No, there's times where you need to keep secrets. There's strength in revealing yourself at the right time.
Yes, exactly. And then the other one, it was a mistake because she got cut by the bad guy and she was forced. In fact, in the original story, she kept that for 30 years?
And newsflash, there's more than one female archetype. Mulan is the same as Belle, and Nala, and Cinderella, and Jasmine.
Oh my gosh! I think he's coming to my side. Well, is Doug Walker being red-pilled? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But still, I think he's catching on.
Okay, Jasmine was done pretty good, but no, fuck that. I think that...
Oh my gosh! Oh, about to say what?
That was the actress. I think she's what made that role good. This actress, whether it was producer notes or...
Well, she did say that she supports the Chinese government of the suppression of their citizens. Oops. By the way, you can look that up. And if I'm wrong about that, please tell me. But that's what I've heard. And that's how come a lot of people didn't want to see it as well. And then everybody found out Disney was filming on a place where they keep slaves. Oops.
Their director notes, or maybe there just wasn't much there at all, is so stoic, she's beyond boring.
Like everybody in that movie.
I thought back to Rey in Force Awakens and how, yeah, she was kind of this perfect warrior too, but she was passionate, she was afraid, she was happy, she'd get angry, she'd get...
Not really, no. Not really? Okay, and that scene perfectly situates what she's doing. All she does is look at things and has her mouth open. It's true she has emotions, but those emotions are rare. But she still is like, I bypassed the compressor. And like, how'd you know how to do that? That's not your ship. How do you know how to use the Force? You never practiced that. How'd you know how to use a lightsaber? You never practiced with that either. How do you know how to use a blaster? You never practiced with that. Like, that's the thing. Like, Luke was a pathetic person. Rey is not. You can't upvote Rey while at the same time noticing that, I mean, here's the thing. Mulan is a worse character than Rey is. I will admit that. But Mulan is the obvious disease that Star Wars has. No. Not. But they are not the same. He is correct on that.
Get giddy. You connected with her very quickly.
Same thing.
What are you talking about? Oh, Wonder Woman again. Oh, she mentioned Wonder Woman again. She was trained by Amazons. That's why she's strong. This point sucks.
With Wonder Woman, she was literally molded to perfection. That is her origin story. Yet there's so many great...
She was also trained by Amazons. It's in the movie. You can be molded to perfection all you want, but without training, she couldn't have done what she did with the strength and courage that she had.
Scenes with her trying on the dresses, having ice cream for the first time, getting on that battlefield saying, no, I can't watch people die anymore. Good God, how inspiring.
Yeah, that's a hero. Because she saw people in danger and she didn't want it to happen anymore. She didn't have a personal reason to do it. That's why people like that character.
Character has the same reaction for everything. There's literally a scene where she says, I'd rather die, and I have no idea how she means that. Is she actually...
Yeah, that's true. Like, she goes like, I'd rather die. And not only that, when I was watching it with the podcast people, and every time she would delay for 15 seconds to say something, and they would put a loading circle on her face. And I'm like, yeah. Man, they have so many pauses for her.
Saying that like she wants to be executed, or just saying it as a figure of speech, like, no, please don't drop me from the army. I have no idea because the film is that bland. And the saddest irony of all of this is still probably one of the better Disney remakes. I mean...
No. Absolutely not. I'd rather watch Jungle Book. And that sucked too. I'd rather watch... Would you rather watch The Lion King than Mulan? Somebody say, okay, would you watch Mulan rather than Lion King? I don't know. I think I would. At least I would be like, you know what? This may be boring, but at least it follows the story and it has some characters. What character is in Mulan that you like? Like, tell me that, Doug. Tell me. Like, what? How is it better? What? Huh?
I'm not laughing at how bad it is. It's not turning villains into good guys for absolutely no reason. The dialogue isn't insultingly bad, actually.
Yeah, but it's also so boring you don't remember it. So why is that a good thing? I don't understand this way of... He does this a lot with movies where he say, like, it's not as bad because at least I remember those for being how bad they are. And I'm like, no, that makes them worse. Like, I would rather not remember something than remember something for being so bad. But then again, what sticks in your mind is up to every person. That's a completely objective thing to say. Like, for example, I wouldn't compare this to The Room. I wouldn't. Like, it's kind of like saying, like, Batman and Robin is memorably bad, but it's enjoyable. And Lion King rather than this. Exactly! At least those movies are, like, entertaining. Why would you watch this over The Lion King? At least there's something to it that you would maybe like. This is so boring and so bad, it's offensive. Why would you want something that offends you? This is dumb. That's a dumb defense.
Actually, I kind of like the scenes where they're training and they actually use some legit philosophies of battle.
Oh, you mean the part where they do choreographed scenes? And they just do ha, 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 like it's the Evil Dead 3, the Army of Darkness? What is wrong with you? No, these are bad. Like, it doesn't really help in battle. Through repetition, you actually lose a lot of fighting. No.
Looks nice. It has good atmosphere and.
What atmosphere? What are you talking about? What atmosphere are you talking about? If you're gonna say atmosphere, what do you mean? It looks pretty? Woo! Yeah, all this is a great landscape shot so people go, oh my gosh, it looks great, so therefore all the characters don't matter. Style over substance.
Like I said, the initial idea of this isn't that bad.
That's not a defense either.
I was really hoping this would be the Disney remake that I would love, but no.
Why? Why would you think that after no remake has surpassed the original or equal in your eyes? That doesn't make any sense.
They had to start off their main character as Superwoman because girl power. Okay, let me tell you something. We're not falling short of strong women. I don't know why you think we are, Disney, but we're not. There's tons of women and girls, both in reality and in fiction, that are doing amazing things.
And it's not Steven Universe. Shots fired!
And they usually have amazing stories. What we are falling short of...
Yeah, The Boys here is getting really bad now, so...
At least from you, is the journey of the strong woman. You can say whatever inspiring buzzwords you want in Cinderella, but at the end of the day, the original tried to get out.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad he brings this up every time he talks about strong women, because here's the thing about the original Cinderella. Watch this, because I bet he's going to say what I'm about to say anyway. So we'll let him say it, because he's usually... I know it's just about the original too, and I agree with him 100% on this. The remake of Cinderella was too passive in the end.
In Cinderella, but at the end of the day, the original tried to get out. She tried to save herself.
Yes.
She doesn't just twirl around in her bedroom, waiting for someone to do the work for her. Belle is not an ingenious inventor trying to change the world around her. She's just someone who did what she wanted and didn't conform to the norm. Nala isn't some goal-focused revolutionary who barely says hi to her best friend she thought was dead. She's someone who fled to get help and is shocked that a part of her past she thought was gone forever has returned. And Mulan wasn't fighting to be the ultimate warrior, she was fighting to save her father's life.
Yes!
Despite her having no idea how to fight. That's part of what makes her character and the story so engaging.
Yeah!
These are all
you just
elements
said, what the, oh, wait. I'm getting confused. Which part is good? You're saying that it's the superior Disney remake, and you say the more serious parts are good, so how come this one is good now? I thought you hated the forced comedy bits. Wait, hold on.
Every girl, every woman, everyone can identify with. And they are not being represented in these remakes, probably because you're afraid to show they have any flaws. These are stories that require the main characters to have flaws so they can overcome them. A lot of famous characters have them. Batman has them. Indiana Jones has them. Steven Universe has them. But when you're...
Steven Universe, I don't know anything about Steven Universe, so maybe he's right about that. But you see, The reason is because if you do this stuff to a woman, people go on their Twitter, go on their social media sites, and call you a misogynist, say, change it right now, cancel culture will be after you, and because of that outcry, they are afraid to do anything. Afraid. Absolutely. Like, that's why I'm off those crummy sites. They're controlled by extremist leftist activists. And it drives me up a wall. Because if you want good characters, you have to let that go. Just deal with what you got. Like, but instead of having good characters, we have one-dimensional characters now. Because of what they want. Instead of what the creator would want. You are changing art to fit your politics. And that's bad for both sides. But for right now, it's them.
They're telling kids, wake up perfect like our female leads.
Which ironically feeds into that stereotype of the perfect woman I think you're trying to fight against.
Yeah.
You're doing a disservice.
Oh my gosh, you made an excellent point. Exactly. When it's the bigotry of low expectations. By saying you are against racism and you make a Asian person perfect, you are now saying that you cannot be an Asian person unless you are this perfect. So therefore, you are now the racist you wish to fight against. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. That's exactly what they're saying.
I'm not gonna act like all these women are without problems, but most of them still
They
have
should
memorable
have problems.
journeys and personalities. This Mulan doesn't. I don't know. I feel like if these other Disney remakes hadn't come...
You don't know. You don't know. You just went on a rant for I don't know how many minutes, and you don't know? Maybe it's because you're stuck in Leftland. I don't know. I'm not saying the... Again, when I say that, what I mean is extreme left. There's nothing wrong with being left or right or anything like that. When I say left, I'm more portraying like the SJW type who doesn't let anything happen to their female characters. But you just went on a rant for that long and you don't know? Okay then.
Out, maybe I wouldn't be so hard on Mulan. Maybe I'd just see it as an movie. Honestly, like several people do. But I've just seen so many characters that I've looked up to butchered by these live-action versions in disguise of progress. And yeah,
He gets it. That's one thing I do like about Doug. He does get it once in a while. And he does have good points. But man, he just doesn't commit sometimes. Like, you gotta keep this sort of thing going. You know, it's like you can't just pick and choose all the time. Like, if you go back on one thing, that's cool. But here's the thing, though. Ray took 2 movies to actually get to train. Oh my gosh.
I just kind of get sick of it.
Yep.
I don't like Alice because she wore armor. I like her because she was inquisitive and kind of funny and reacted perfectly to what the story and world needed.
Yay.
This story and world needed the original Mulan. And
Yes.
instead, we got Anakin Skywalker with even less emotion.
That's is that fair? I don't know if that's fair. Let's see. Anakin Skywalker began as a slave who was born from the Force inside of a womb. Okay. And he was good at building robots. And he was also good at pod racing. He could feel things before they could happen because he was made of the Force. He had more midichlorians than Yoda. You know, he was the chosen one. Is Mulan the chosen one? No. Then your point kind of falls flat a little bit, doesn't it? Like, what are you talking about? I wish I wasn't talking to myself, you know? It's just like, I mean, daggone. Like, how could you say that? Like, I don't know. Like, what? Anakin Skywalker actually went, and plus, she doesn't have to deal with the dark side of the Force. Like, like, it's not the same at all. Your analogy doesn't work.
I didn't even think that was possible. But I also get people that just put these movies on because, hey, it's a way to distract kids for a little bit, and it's...
I'd rather distract my kid with Land Before Time. There's 100 other movies they could watch. The originals, for example. Why would you ever put this on for your kid? I think we need some child protective services. Like, what?
Trying to tell a good message, girl power, yeah, you know, be tough, all that stuff, and I don't know, I guess kids aren't really going to think that hard about what's being taught to them or the layers to it.
I think even kids know when they're being talked down to. Because when I was a kid, one of my favorite shows was Sesame Street. And I was like 6 or something, maybe. And they didn't talk down to me, but they still educated me. They treated me like more of a person. Sorry, I keep rocking back and forth, but my vertigo keeps going crazy. But I'm gonna finish this like I can, because I didn't like stuff that didn't talk down to me. You know, it's like I think that's why I sat in the seat at church. You know, I was like I like the pastor who didn't talk down to me, like who didn't who taught with authority, you know, stuff like that. You know, that's how I feel today. Like, I don't want you to talk down to people. That's why I said listen to certain people, and that's how I deal with other people. I'm not going to talk down to you. That'd be insulting.
Or anything like that. But why would you put this on when there is a story that does teach all of that?
Yep,
One
absolutely.
that's not perfect, but has clearly made more of a connection than this remake ever will.
Duh.
I was hoping to do this review a little bit more calm and relaxed, but I think that Disney remake fatigue is just finally hitting me. And it already hit me pretty hard in the past. I guess I just felt like
then.
this would be the one. This is the one where everything was laid out. They were gonna get it right. It was practically made for you.
Again, why would you think that? After all those remakes.
And who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe years
No, you're not
later
wrong.
we'll see this as some sort of grand, underrated masterpiece, or maybe this is what the
No. Why would you say that after raining on it for so much? It's a piece of garbage. Just say it. Be brave. Stop tiptoeing on the fence sometimes, dude. Just say it sucks. There's nothing wrong with that. If you say it sucks, then give objective reasons why they think it sucks, and subjective reasons.
director had in mind all along, and Disney played so little a part in affecting it. But have you seen Whale Rider? Have you seen the journey that girl had to go through? I don't see any of that here. And if that's what you're searching
Disney.
for, pack up, go home, you're through.
Okay. He says, you're through. Okay. Let's go back to our thing. So at the end, he says, you're through, but then he said it might be an underrated masterpiece. Again, he's flip-flopping across the fence sometimes because he doesn't want to, I don't know if he doesn't want to offend people or not.